I think I've had like one job in my life. I'll just say I had this retail job, 3 months, hated it. I'd literally wake up, get on a bus, get downtown, punch the time card, folding clothes, cleaning, dressing rooms, being told that I didn't sell enough credit cards from the day before. Bryan, you need to get your gift card sales up. Wake up, get downtown, looked down upon by the management, wake up, dressing room smelled, wake up, have to wear these overly dressed up clothes. It was pretty much the worst job I've ever had in my entire life.
And what do your Mondays look like now?
Work from the office. Work from home. Work from anywhere. This is the future of work. With nearly half of employees now working remote, it's key for brands to foster authentic connection in our digital world. There is no roadmap, but some are headed in the right direction.
Y'all probably hate me, but I love Mondays. I've set it up so like all my favorite meetings are on Mondays because I like jumping back into it.
What up? How are you? Nice sweater.
It's a chance to like reconnect with the team.
Thanks for proving it.
We hate stacking.
Productivity, creative time. Like I love my weekends, but I love Mondays. Part of the reason I love our business model is because we get to work with so many incredible brands across the world. Companies that are small, mom and pop shops, all the way up to Patagonia, to Rivian, to Microsoft, to so many companies that really care about design and generosity. We've been lucky enough to be able to grant over $3 million. We're sold in 62 countries around the world, from Korea, Japan, to the Middle East, to South Africa. It's really something that's like special for us. You know, with being digitally native and also being willing to embrace technology and allow our team to work truly anywhere in the world, if I'm able to empower our team to do that, then yeah, I'd say I'm a digital nomad. We've got multiple people at the company who are definitely leveraging the hybrid work life. Jumping into a Microsoft Teams call, it's so fun to see where people are dialing in from. And it's really cool. They're in different Airbnbs, they're at national parks, they're doing races. I think travel opens up the ability to have empathy for others cross-culturally. And ultimately, for people to be able to work in remote locations, to travel around the world, whether it's the US, your own state, your own city, that will allow for people to be truly understanding of different cultures and different people. I've been doing a whole host of things since I was a little kid. I think being an entrepreneur has kind of just been in my blood. Business-wise, I had a media production company making small films, short films, ski films. In 2006, I was filming for Stevens Pass. We were producing a commercial, and I was setting up for a shot. Took a bad turn, opened up my right leg, and basically hugged a tree. Snapped my femur right in half. You can see my leg kind of off to the right, and if you break your femur, you can hit your femoral artery. Essentially, you can bleed to death in about 15 minutes. And so it was, you know, as scary as it was, I kind of had this like moan of stillness. You know, the first thing I thought about was, if I died, what would people say about me? And I realized in that moment, nobody would have gotten up and said, Bryan cared about his community, he donated his time, his resources, none of that. Really, that moment was kind of a catalytic moment for me to kind of change how I viewed the world, how I viewed myself. And this idea of merging business and philanthropy was really what came to mind.
Like, do what you do. Like, get into displays. Let's start regionally. Let's start in Boise, where, you know, we can have control. Sun Valley, Boise, Seattle. And then from there, West Coast, California.
In 2009, you know, I was always kind of keeping my head on a swivel, looking at stuff. I was always curious. And I saw bottles, and I was really uninspired by bottles. Nobody had really sat down and thought about, like, can this fit in a cup holder? Can you open it with one twist? Can you drink from it without spilling water on your face? It sounds really funny in 2022 to say that, but there was no bottle designed from the ground up at that time. But then that idea, that higher level idea of business and philanthropy, was really something that both myself and my wife Becca were passionate about, and the bottle happened to be that vessel. What's interesting is MiiR started online, D2C. We didn't have a lot of money in the early days, so for us, advertising was more about like PR, just trying to like get the earned media as much as we could for who we were. We've always wanted to tell authentic stories. For us, from day one, we've been generous. So we were like, let's just point back to our roots, let's point back to who we are and what we do. So we started giving back to clean water from day one. For us, it was a commitment that we wanted to give on revenue and not profitability. We felt like it was dishonest to like say a number, and if you're not profitable, then you're giving no money. And I think that's unique in the sense that it took us 5 years to become truly profitable. And so there were years where it was like, what are we doing? We're giving money away and we're not putting any into our own pockets. Looking back over 12 years, being able to grant $3 million, we feel like is a huge accomplishment. So really for us, generosity was baked into the bottle from day one.
So next week you have the SMB World Speaker Confirmation. Your speaking topic is the future of work in a post-pandemic world. Do you have thoughts about what you want to talk about?
Probably more around building trust throughout the organization versus just being.
I think adaptability has always been kind of at the core of MiiR. We've never been prescriptive about like, you have to be in the office Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. We've kind of always had the philosophy of like, just get the work done.
Even pre-COVID, my whole mantra was kind of like work when it works for you. So we don't really like work Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. It's kind of like work when you need to get the work done.
It's kind of a mindset from day one, but I'd say now more than ever, there's like this permission for people to be remote and to travel to somewhere where, hey, you're gonna go do a race on the weekend and maybe you wanna fly back on Monday because it's cheaper and you work remote on Monday. We're in this new world where people wanna be trusted, and so we're handing the trust to the employee.
Well, what a fun weekend ahead.
Yeah, I'm excited. How about you all? Do you have plans?
We do. We're headed to our cabin, which isn't too big of a deal.
My wife and I joke because people are first shocked that we work together, and then secondly shocked again when they hear that we like working together. For us, there's no balance between work and life. It's kind of one and the same. We call it work-life integration. So for us, we're constantly thinking about like, how do we integrate our family into the business? How do we integrate trips into the business?
Dad printed them on a printer.
I think the future of work is flexible. It's certainly a hybrid, it's not prescriptive. The companies that thrive will be those filled with individuals who are adaptive and are able to embrace change. And I think the separation there will be between a healthy culture and not a healthy culture. And I think we all saw that through burnout, through the Great Resignation. So adaptability is huge. And I'd say find what works for you, because not every company is going to be the exact same.
Thinking back from where you are now to the moment that you broke your leg in that skiing accident, how does it make you feel?
Oh gosh, it's like, what's funny is I haven't really thought about it a whole lot, honestly. I haven't thought a lot about, people ask about the accident and it's like been impactful, but I haven't spent a lot of time thinking about the transformation. I think thinking about like the last, 15 years to who I am now, like if I were to hit a tree and to not make it, I think if I had 10 minutes to reflect on my life, I think I'd be pretty darn proud of the progress I made, but certainly bummed out of not being able to partake in the future of what we have planned.